Hi friends, these are the ads that I get every single day as a 60-year-old woman. And when you actually look at them back to back like this, it's kind of insane actually. Not just what they're selling, but what they're subtly telling you about yourself. And I started saving these over a short period of time, like 30 minutes of scrolling and just on Instagram Reels. And I want to show you what that actually looks like. And I'll jump in on a few here and there as we go too. But this is just a small sample, but it adds up fast. And the more that I watched the ads, the more that I got. And that's how this works. Once it finds you, it follows you. So what we're about to see, it isn't unusual, and I'm sure you see it in your own feeds. It's a pretty typical scroll, which definitely makes the scrolling less and less appealing. Okay, let's watch some ads. All right, the first one, I put this one front and center because I felt like this was the most shame-based ad that was presented to me as alternatives to aging during this time period that I was saving and recording these ads. So no more hiding under turtlenecks and hats, no procedures needed. Now, it might be something that you just scroll past and you say no big deal, but there's a lot attached to that because it insinuates that you're already ashamed and that you have a reason to be ashamed. But this product is going to, remove that for you. You're going to be free and clear. You won't need to hide for any reason without a procedure. Just buy this product. But it is based on shame and your insecurities. So that one was distressing. Here we have upgrade your retinol routine. To start with, these are two young women, and they have absolutely zero business needing a #1 wrinkle serum. It's presenting a right way and a wrong way, but the right way is their serum, and that's what's going to work for you. Don't even know what this one is. Best Korean pore minimizer. There's a before and after, and you see this so often, in these age-based ads. One side is just normal skin, normal face, normal skin. I don't see large pores here. I see a face, or I see skin. And the one to the right is the after image that just is a filtered, unrealistic version. My skin didn't look that perfect when I was 20 years old, and it's got something dripping on it, which I also found a little gross. But the before and after technique, come on, that's kind of old. All right, this one, pretty basic dark spot corrector, targets visible skin concerns. Problem here is it presents changes to your face that occurred naturally because you spent time out in the beautiful, glorious sun, having a good time, or you're just aging as a normal person ages, and it's a concern. You got to pay attention to those words. I tell you, targets your visible skin concerns. And here, this one's something else here, because even, I'm a 60-year-old woman, which is what this was presented to me, but look who their main target is. It's millennial and it's Gen Z. Now, just for reference, Gen Z were born in 1997 to 2012, and their current ages, anyone in this group, are 16 to 29 years old. And there is no 16 to 29-year-old that needs tightening your face and neck in seconds, ultra firming. I mean, this is starting young. They're after everybody. There's no one that gets to hide from this. By saying the Gen Z, it's giving snatched. If you're not familiar, snatched just is a term used by Gen Z. That means you look great, you look hot, you look good, you're put together, you want to look snatched. But it's implying that this skin cream is what you want, and it's all about starting young, which is why I did not like that one. But again, presented to a 60-year-old. This one, they always so cute. They're sorry. Our apologies, but our product here is so popular that it's already sold out. So before it does, you need to buy it quickly. And they even give you, oddly enough, a Black Friday code. And I saw this in May. But it's a duo that makes you look put together in under a minute. That's amazing, right? Like if you buy this product for $47.88, you're going to be put together. You're set. What an implication. And then this is just, that's what this reminds me of. When I see these masks, and I see ads all the time for the red light therapy, and regardless of what the benefit is, this is what I see. I see Hannibal Lecter, and it just is kind of silly. For smoother looking skin, there's just no way would I do this to have my skin be smoother. And it gets worse. Buy one, get one free. Great. Red light therapy mask and chest pieces. It is a chest piece. It is armor. They are putting plastic, robotic armor on you to try and give you a youthful glow. This is just bananas to me. Dress you up like a robot, and that's in the name of beauty. Here, the arm cream everyone's talking about firms and smooths the look of loose, crepey arms. There is no cream that's going to fix my arms and have them look the way they looked 30 years ago. There just isn't. And I don't want it to. But the thing is, they've moved here now. Remember, this is like a 30-minute time span. And now they've gone from face and neck to now we're talking about our arms. We're just moving all the way down. Let's just keep rubbing lotions and creams everywhere to fix it, to stop the tracks of time and spend your money. Here, this looks more like a chemistry thing than something to do with your skin. But the targeted result is it improves your wrinkles because you don't want wrinkles. And Botox. Everybody knows about Botox. I did a whole video that had a whole lot about Botox in it. So I don't have a whole lot to say about it other than what they presented here to me in this little blip in my Instagram reels it's a limited time offer while supplies last. Check if you're eligible now. There's a sense of urgency. And also $65 off makes it sound like, wow, you're getting a lot off. Well, when I got Botox, and I've talked about this in another video, and it was like 2007, 2008. So we're going on 20 years, 18 to 20 years ago. And these little bottles have 100 units. I used to get 37 units. It was about $600 at that time. And so $65 off is kind of a drop in the bucket. That's not a big deal. But one of the things you don't recognize it really is that this is just very casual. They're casually saying, here, use this code, get this off, get this money off. And it's not casual. Injecting needles into your face is not casual. Let's see. Okay. Up to 20 times more effective than retinol. And there's an air of medical authority to this, right? It fades coarse wrinkles. Coarse, look at the words they're using. Coarse is rough, it's unpleasant, it's vulgar in some definitions. So fades coarse wrinkles. You have wrinkles. You may have lines in your face. Coarse is an added word to enhance the reason you need to fix it, because all of those other summaries is what they're trying to sell you. They're selling you that, look, you have coarse wrinkles and you get this product and it's going to fix you. Yes, you can reverse neck wrinkles. No, you can't reverse neck wrinkles unless you get surgery. Not permanently. Any of these products, if you use them in a matter of weeks, I would say if that long, the results are going to start to wear off. And this particular company, Muesli, during the time period that I was looking at these videos and recording it and screenshotting them, this company, I got like 3 or 4 ads. It would be like 2 or 3 other little reels, and then boom, here's another ad, here's another ad. And this one came up like 3 times, I think it was, which is a lot. So it's a heavy marketing. Tired of the frozen look. Okay, it reveals more youthful looking skin over time. So they're presenting an option that's not as severe as Botox. They have a solution. You don't want to get Botox, but if you buy this cream, you can get youthful looking skin. So it's pitting one beauty standard against another. And here's the same brand again. When estrogen declines, your skin shows the signs. Treat menopausal skin with this, in caps, prescription, OBGYN formulated cream. Again, a medical air of authority because it's formulated by a medical doctor, when really they're placing blame on why you look older and saying it's something that needs to be fixed, almost like it's just been diagnosed. Which is just not true. Okay, so before I go into these little reels that I didn't record them with the volume, but this woman is a beautiful young woman, and I just want you to take note. Like right now, she's pointing to what supposedly why you need an eye balm. Double exclamation points. I see nothing under her eyes. She's heavily filtered. She's a lovely woman, but she's young. I would guess late 20s, maybe early 30s, but she's heavily filtered and she has a lot of makeup on. And the average woman wanting to look at sees this and they hope that they are going to see a similar result. But the thing is, she, without anything on her face, she's going to look like that. Her skin is going to look like that. You're going to revive and ease dark circles, reduce puffiness. Yeah. This one, muesli again. I guess that's how you pronounce it, muesli. The aging repair cream, because if you're aging, you need to repair it. You need to fix yourself. These things are like so subtle, but you've got to you picture a group of advertising, a group of people that are marketing these products, and they're sitting around and they're discussing women's insecurities. They're discussing in their meetings and their Zoom calls when they are making the decisions on how to market these products. They're talking about you. They're talking about me. They're talking about our insecurities, and they're going to play to that. And they're doing it for a reason. They're getting paid to sell these products. And this one's great. I got to tell you, this one puts the other one, Hannibal Lecter one, just to bed here, because they're telling you that, okay, you can sit, put this on your face, read a book, make some tea, get on your computer. What I think is interesting is this lovely picture of Janet Leigh in the background in her bathroom from the shower scene in Psycho, where she's screaming. That's how this product makes me feel, because I feel like it's that ridiculous. Just plug it right in and off you go. Okay, the Nuzzy pen. I had never heard of a Nuzzy pen. This came through and I think my mouth probably dropped because I was actually pretty horrified at this. You know, first off, this is removing supposedly dark spots, right? Imperfections. You're going to remove imperfections with a needle on this little handheld device. And you're basically taking the top layer of skin off. This would hurt, for one. She has someone doing it for her, but most of the people ordering this are probably going to be trying to do this themselves. In a minute, you'll see, it's like a 10-second video, but in a minute you'll see it says that it's even portable. You can take it on vacation with you. And the thing that makes this so bad is it's dangerous. It is dangerous because you should go to a dermatologist. There are women that just want it gone and are just going to buy this off the internet really quickly and try it themselves. And you should go to a dermatologist to see if it's potentially skin cancer. It could be a dangerous thing that's on your face. And this is, I feel it's unethical. But so they're removing this little layer of skin with this needle, which I'd really love to know how, especially if you're doing it yourself, you would be able to stay on that top surface layer and not go below. She's used it dozens of times already. And it gives you a quick, painless zap. And then you're just going to rub away the dark spot. And after 2 to 3 days, it completely heals. That's if you've done it correctly. Maybe it won't scar, but after 2 or 3 days, it's going to heal because you have just done damage to the top layer of your skin. And they even promote it as a good deal from a financial standpoint. Okay, now this was an Instagram influencer, I guess, and that I didn't follow, but it comes through, it gives you the option to follow them. And she goes through like a series of different things that she's recommending that are anti-aging properties and all things to fix yourself. Some of them were clothing and things like that. So I pulled out just the ones from hers that were related to aging and self-improvement. What I see here when I see words that say my jawline is a priority, I'm thinking, why is your jawline a priority? Why? Like, there are just a million things in my life that are priorities, and it is not my jawline. My jawline is not taut. It is not like it used to be 30 years ago. But that's okay. I'm not the way I was 30 years ago. I'm not the same person. I don't need my jawline to be the same. So I thought this was actually kind of funny. Her jawline was a priority. In 30 minutes every night, she puts this thing on her chin. Come on. Look at the effort that women are putting into not just maintaining themselves, but trying to hold off the tracks of time. This, again, she's used the word snatches, so it is kind of pandering to a certain age group, Gen Z. And here's some anti-cellulite body oil. There's a million things that tell you they are going to reduce cellulite. She uses this morning and night, twice a day. So I wonder, do you think she totally spends an hour a day? She's got some more stuff coming up here. How long does she spend trying to maintain herself? Okay, here's her Botox stick. Instantly plumps her skin, and she can even use it on top of makeup to fix cakey creases. And it's amazing on the plane because you need a Botox stick when you're on a plane, right? And I think she's an attractive woman, and I don't see any difference with her after, to be quite frank. She's pretty pleased with herself though when she gets finished because she feels like she's done something. But let's be realistic, it's not because of that stick. And this is just to kind of highlight the things that women do repetitively. Like this woman just shows all these things and say, I do this every day. That's a lot of work for maintaining and trying to hold off aging. This one is disturbing for one because of the misspellings and everything, but it's like showing who is supposedly a 39-year-old woman, and I think it's going to show it again. And she just makes an expression like, what in the world? What's wrong with that? She's frowning like this looks so horrible. So instead, she is going to put this drippy, leaky mess all over her face. And it's going to get rid of her expression. Yeah, it's not. The neck, everybody knows that the neck is like a targeted area for skincare things to try and make your neck look better because they prey on women's insecurities. This jar is going to do it though. The ultimate longevity. It's Botox in a bottle. Okay. Frownies. I'm sure that y'all have tried frownies. Somebody has tried frownies. If they were interested to watch this video, you may have tried frownies. I tried frownies when around the same time period that I tried Botox. So it's been about 20 years. Frownies have been around since like 1889, I think it was, 1889. And just shows you how long that we've been trying to tell women that they aren't good enough the way they are and they need to look younger. This is a lovely woman. And she has, if you've never tried frownies, it's thicker than, it's not like a Band-Aid. It's not like tape. It's hard. It's like if you took, I don't know, a piece of wallpaper, that thickness. It's pretty thick, and get it wet and stick it to your skin. It doesn't feel really pleasant. And she's got it completely, her whole forehead is covered, and the sides around her eyes and around her mouth, which I'm assuming is for the marionette lines. But she's got this in whatever these gel things are under her eyes. That's a lot of work. I mean, that's how many it's a bunch. It's a bunch of individual pieces that she's assembled there. And this isn't for a permanent fix. Frownies last a couple hours after you take them off in the morning. Some people say they can last through the day. That was not the result that I had. It lasted for a few hours. That's a lot of work every single day to turn around and do it again the next night and the next night and the next night. And she's also showing another product Frownies makes, evidently, and it's another one of the things that straps to your chin. I just, for the life of me, can't imagine going through all these steps every single night between the red light masks and the gels and the oils and everything that you're putting on your neck and your thighs and your arms and your forehead and under your eyes. And it's just hard for me to believe. And I think another thing that was hard for me to believe is the time period this happened in. This is such a short span of time where I was just scrolling through Instagram. And just imagine this is what women go through all the time, right? You just hop on with a cup of coffee to kind of scroll through, and maybe you want to see some, whatever you scroll through, something pleasant. You're feeling okay. You're feeling good about yourself. And here come the ads, just bombarded, boom, 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 one after the other. And most of the ads have something. You can go into your ads and you can select things that you do or you want to block or you don't want to see. And some of them will say interested or not interested. Check not interested, because if you don't, it's going to continue to show them. And I saw them more and more after I did this, watching all through them. So I came back to end this by this portion of the video by talking about the Nuzzy pen again. I think because this one was so dangerous, and it's just frightening, the levels that women will go to because the world wants them to believe that they are not good enough as they are. So there we go. Is this one amazing to y'all? Yeah, so there it is. And this was just for 30 minutes. Okay, let's talk about it for a second. We see these things constantly. Serums, creams, red light therapy, tape to fix your face, while you sleep, to repair us like we're broken, just by virtue of time. And it's all built around the very same idea that aging is something that you should be trying to control, that it is controllable. It is not. And it is not just social media either. It's everywhere you look. It's stores, it's ads in the middle of TV shows on a streaming service. You don't have to go looking for it. It finds you. And most of the time, you don't even think about it. It just becomes part of what you're seeing every day. It's what you're absorbing and taking in. And I've gotten so used to it that sometimes, it's funny and I'll run and go show Chad. And other times it's just irritating. But once I decided to pay attention to them, to record, to do this and talk about it, I noticed how quickly it really escalates, which tells you exactly how this works. These ads perform well. A huge percentage of skincare and beauty purchases come directly from social media or from influencers, and often more than half depending on the age group. And that's not because people went searching for the information, but because it kept showing up in front of them. And what really stands out, is who they're aimed at. They're not just aimed at women my age, it's everyone. And when you see women in their 20s talking about or being exposed to information telling them to tighten their face and their jawline and their neck, you realize it starts early. The message isn't just take care of your skin, it's don't let yourself change. And if you follow that long enough, you're always, always trying to hold on to a version of yourself that isn't supposed to last. And I understand the pull of that. I do. I get it, I can look at pictures of myself in my 20s and I see exactly what they're trying to sell back to me. But I also know that I wouldn't trade places with that version of myself now. And not because of how I looked, but because of how much I've lived since then. The face I have now is different. It's softer, it's changed, and it actually looks like me and it feels like me. You know, the scar on my cheek from my precious cat Madison ran from window to window across my bed and across my face while I was sleeping, or the chicken pox mark on my eyelid, or a place where I had a butterfly clamp years ago when I was a child, or all of the sun damage that came from this time I spent in the sun. This face has laughed and it has been kissed and it's felt the warmth of the sun. And you know, I don't feel the need to hide that just to try to look like someone that I'm not anymore. I'm not the same woman that I was, and I'm not supposed to be. I've lived, and that matters more to me, you know, than trying to look like, I don't know, that I haven't. We need to pay attention to these things. When you see it, recognize it, and don't fall into that same trap of trying to be a version of yourself that isn't there any longer. Love who you are now. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.